It was a fond, or critics say, a fawning farewell to outgoing Governor Nathan Deal. Councilman Michael Bond and the Atlanta City Council honored Deal with a proclamation celebrating the two-term governor's accomplishments and their bipartisan political relationship. Bond recalled how Deal and his late father, former Senator and activist Julian Bond, once worked together in the Georgia legislature.
When I was leaving school to see my father across the street, when you all were in session, I remember you all working together on legislation that affected all Georgians.
Bond and others applauded Deal for his reform of the state's criminal justice system.
Here in Georgia, I think that you have reached out across the aisle and you have hit the Atlanta community in a way that Atlanta is going to tremendously benefit from the work that you have done. And I want to point out that more people don't realize that for many decades, many of the Atlanta zip codes were the #1 contributing zip codes to the penal system in the state of Georgia. The reform that you have enacted will turn that around, and you have civilized our penal system.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms told Deal that where the city and the state are today should be the envy of America.
But you are here. And I say that because I think that where we are today and what you see today really should be the envy across this country. For the last year, I've had the pleasure to work across party lines, to work across racial lines, to work in a way that, quite frankly, Washington could take notes from. I've worked with the governor and his staff to get so much done on behalf of this city that I don't believe would have been possible if any other person were the governor of this great state. So I thank you, Governor Deal. And Governor Deal has heard me say this before, and I joke that Mayor Reed referred to their relationship as Batman and Robin. So I coined myself Catwoman.
Democratic strategist and TV pundit Theron Johnson says the city council salute to Deal was symbolic and significant.
You remember when Governor Deal was first elected, many Democrats were very skeptical about his type of leadership style. He came from a very conservative record in Congress, but when he got here, he worked in concert with former Mayor Kasim Reed. He also worked in concert with the mayor to make sure that we got the Savannah Port and things done. So, you know, you can support them, but you also can hold them accountable. And I think time and time again that even though they disagreed on some things, the governor and the city of Atlanta will work together to do what's best for the people.
And you think that'll happen again?
I'm optimistic about it. I think that we have some challenges that we're going to face. You know, we got to talk about whether or not we're going to be able to keep the airport running efficiently and effectively. It's the world's busiest airport, so there's really no need for this state authority. But I think you're going to see a robust conversation about this.
What does this mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. I think, you know, we hear so much sometimes that governments don't work together, that there's a fight between this level of government and another level of government. I think what we've been able to achieve, and is due to the leadership that we've seen here at the city level and at the county level in Fulton County, we've had great working relationships. And we resolved early on, let's work on the things that we have a common interest in. There are things we're not going to agree on, but let's don't argue about those. Let's focus on the things we do agree on. And there's a lot of those, and I'm pleased that we've had
What do you think has meant the most to the city folks of Atlanta? What of your reforms have meant the most to them?
Well, there's a lot of mention today of the criminal justice reforms, and I think that is significant. I'm glad to see that the city and the county have followed suit on many of those reforms, implementing them at the local level of government, which is always good. To give people who have made a mistake a second chance to prove that they can redeem themselves and be contributing citizens, it should be something that everyone should embrace.
Unlike Johnson and Michael Bond, former state senator Vincent Ford alleges Georgia's 82nd governor has not been good for the masses of people.
The fact is, if you were wealthy, if you were a wealthy developer, this was a good time for you during the Reed and Deal administration.
The Georgia governor's office in the state legislature is less than 1 block from the Atlanta mayor's office in Atlanta City Hall. But for decades, there has been a racial and political divide between the two offices. That has changed much over the last 8 years under Governor Nathan Deal. The question now is, will that kinship remain under Governor Brian Kemp? I'm Maynard Eaton reporting.